Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We think every minute, every second, during sleep, and even right now. But most of the times, we walk around with no film in the camera. The reason being, our memory card gets full. Having worked in projects related to memories and interconnects, I was very curious to know about how much GB space is available in this memory card. And the facts are quite shocking. The brain consists of about billions and billions of neurons and hundreds of billions of interconnects, which means it has about a memory capacity of 1000 to million GB, and its processing speed is in the range of kilohertz. Just to give an idea of how complex our brain is, I would like to ask you all a question. How many of you remember your phone numbers? How quick was that response from your brain? The sound waves traveled from my lips, entered into your outer ear, traveled through the ear canal, entered into the eardrum, where the sound waves are converted into the vibrations, which passed on to the middle ear, sent to the cochlea. From there, it triggered the hair cells, which converted the mechanical energy into electrical energy, and the signals were carried away to the cerebral cortex. There was some response given to the frontal lobe, and then the brain interpreted there was some message. And finally, it gave the response. How much things happen during the process and barely have to even think about it. With this kind of memory capacity in the brain, ideally the brain can never forget anything that we have ever seen or ever heard. But the fact is, an average person uses only 3% of his brain. And the bottleneck or the efficiency drops in this. It depends on how well or how much we use our brain. Sometimes we put our keys or ID card somewhere and we start raiding the entire house and finally find it in our own pocket. This is called the absent-mindedness. It doesn't necessarily mean that the mind should be idle. It means that the mind is drowned into thoughts that are irrelevant to the current action being performed. First, some benefits. Most of us would have enjoyed and would feel thankful to this when we were in college times. Because we would have been blessed with such opportunities to attend to some excellent and phenomenal lectures where we used to get instantly. We would have tried a lot of tips and techniques to keep our eyes open in the lectures. For example, wet the cotton, keep the wet cotton on the eyes, still the eyes closed. You take the lemon, squeeze into the eyes burn, still it closed. That was the power of the lectures. Finally, this was the one technique that helped us. It was quite simple. Keep your eyes on the lecturer, keep your mind off the lecture. And mostly we get absent-minded whenever we have a few set of feelings. When we are irritated, in anger, or bored. It's nothing but a computer script that runs in the background whenever the amygdala in the limbic system receives these kinds of feelings. The script increases the volume when we are in anger. That's why we shout in anger. The script logs on to the Facebook when we are bored. That's the reason. It's all about programming. And the other day, I was trying to book a Tatkal ticket, and as usual, the IRCTC was not logging in. And I tried refreshing for 10 to 15 minutes, and just one thought went on my mind, that such a stupid site. Finally, I realized that my Wi-Fi was not on. That's when we drive back home, a small part of our brain start acting as an automatic pilot, and major part will be lost in some thoughts. And when we reach home, we won't recognize whether we reached, and we'll feel surprised and our mind completely blacks out. And we get a scary thought. And the most scary part is how many other drivers in the busy Bangalore road are like that. Which can definitely cause accidents. Another incident of the autopilot mode is when someone goes to pick up his wife, and after going to his home, he realizes that it's someone else's wife. It happens. And another thing is, whenever we are absent-minded, we tend to give some random answers to any question that we ask. For example, whenever I ping you guys get to know that I'm polling for roles. And you set in your autopilot mode, and after that, what I get is a no for all the questions. Table topics master? No. Timer? No. India is our country. No. And why do we often face this out of memory issue? It's because biologically there could be complex reasons which I have not researched, but logically speaking it's very simple. The mind is immersed in a sea of thoughts, multiple thoughts. It's something like a multiple applications opened in our cell phone, because of which the RAM gets full and the device gets dead slow, and because of which we get confused and we lose our confidence. And what else could be worse than losing our own confidence? So some actions against that. The first one is the concentration. Let's take a Kingfisher beer, highly concentrated alcoholic content is there, and water. When we mix water into it, does it become weaker or stronger? It becomes weaker. When we add more of the same stuff, the concentration remains the same. When we add more of the different stuff, it reduces. That's how the thoughts in our brains work. If you have different thoughts dumped into your brain, the ability to concentrate reduces. Sometimes we will be so busy with our work that if someone comes to our cubicle, we won't be able to answer to his question immediately. So after some time, when we are in the restroom, we'll get a sparking idea. Yeah, got it. I forgot that semicolon. What happened? All the time you have been in search mode, your mind has been in search mode. And when you get relaxed, the search results displayed. And this, I call it the out of the box thinking, because the new ideas were found out of my cubicle. And that's why when we are relaxed, we can think faster, our mind will work faster. Another way to get rid of this absent-mindedness is to follow a person who has this problem but has a really great way to deal with it. Can you guess anyone? Perfect. It's Mr. Sanjay Singhania, and we can use this way to use the notes to remember something. And as I told in the beginning, a mind is like a camera. For example, this camera has a 2 GB of memory card in it. And once this meeting gets over, the memory card gets full. Then what we do, we need to transfer this video into the hard disk in order to record the next meeting. Similar way, we need to move our thoughts from our mind to some other source. Doesn't matter, it's a paper, Excel sheet, calendar, anything, but it should not be in our mind. So that's very important to empty your mind. Before sleeping, you should empty your mind. The reason is, in case you don't close your tasks, there are a lot of chances that you start coding even in your dreams. So to make the life simple, just remember this thing. Take up one task. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, every part of your body work on it. And just leave every other task alone. This is the way to success. Thank you all for it.